Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to show you how to avoid some very serious, common auto frauds that are being pulled lately in this country. We're going to take a trip to the gas station to show the first one. Now when you're filling up with gas, you take off your gas cap, and then you stick your credit card in. But stop right there, and this is why. There's credit card scammers out there. They'll skim your car, get your number. You don't want that happening, especially now in the holiday season. So here's what you got to do. These are solid pieces. They're supposed to be. Before you put your credit card in, grab it. If a piece comes off, go someplace else. That means somebody put a skimmer on it. There should be nothing here. So now when you pull it out, you can see it's reading it. You gotta make sure that that outside part doesn't come off. They'll put the skimmers over them. Now sometimes they'll put them inside if they got real tricky electronic ones. So you put your credit card in, it doesn't feel right, leave. Go to another station. Somebody might have set them all up. Most of the time you'll see the piece will actually come up, but they can actually hide them inside. And if it doesn't feel right, just push cancel. And the rest of the day and the next day, look at your credit cards. See if anything's being charged so you can immediately stop it and get another credit card. You don't want these scumbags getting your credit card. Luckily, most of the time it's an external thing, so if you grab it and a piece comes off the reader, run away, go to another station, report it to the gas station. They don't want people doing this stuff. It makes them look bad, right? Easy thing to do to keep from being scammed. Now, the next scam also has to do with money, not credit card money, but real money. So you're getting into your car, you unlock it, start it up, then for some inexplicable reason you look on the passenger side and you see there's money on there. Do not, under any circumstances, leave your car running and go outside your car to the passenger side to grab the money. Especially if it's night or you're in a covered parking, maybe in a multi-level structure, or even in a parking lot that's crowded. When you go to grab the money, you left that car running, somebody can jump in and steal your car like that. It's a scam people are pulling. Now, I wouldn't even turn the car off and go out and get it. You'd still get in your car and take stuff, or worse still, you turned it off, you got the key with you, bonk you over the head, take your key and take your car. Here's what I advise doing. If you do see money out there and your car's running, hey, just back it up and drive away. Then pick up the money down the road. If it blows off, what the heck? It's not your money anyway. Why risk yourself over that? They could be hiding anywhere. They could be hiding on the other side of the car. Don't be fooled by it. It's a trick people are doing. Do not be fooled. Don't leave your car running, go out and grab it and say goodbye to your car, or they'll bonk you over the head. Just drive away till you're in a safe location when there's nobody around, then get the money. Because even if you got a passenger sitting over here, if they roll their window down, somebody's waiting out there, they might grab them. You never know what somebody's going to do. So, if it happens to you, listen to Scotty. Don't jump out and grab that money. Go away. If you can get it later, great. If not, and after all, who knows? It's probably fake money anyways. Most people aren't going to stick real money. It's probably counterfeit money or some kind of fake money. Or you could get some of these foreign currencies. I've seen some that were like $1 million of whatever, and it's worth like 75 cents US. So don't put your life and car at risk over a little bit of money that might be, for some bizarre reason, sitting on your windshield. Now, the next scam doesn't have to do with money. It has to do with air and flat tires. Realize it's very easy to let air out of a car's tire. All you got to do is screw the cap off, have a key or anything, and you can let the air out. So one of the big scams people do is while you're shopping or at the store, they'll let the air out of your tire. It's easy to do. Then they'll put the cap on so it doesn't look suspicious. And when you come merrily back to your car, either you're going to notice one of the tires flat, or when you start it up, you'll notice your tire pressure monitoring system is warning you that you got a low tire. Then out of the blue, some concerned citizen comes and says, you got a flat tire. I can change your tire for free. Or even worse, I've seen it happen. Oh, hey miss, I run a garage. You know, you got a problem with your tire there. We'll tow it to our garage and fix it for you. Now realize one thing, tires generally take quite some time to go flat. If you parked your car and your tire pressure warning system wasn't on, but you come right back in and all of a sudden it's on out of the blue and somebody comes up to your car, suspect bad notions there. And here's the main reason. If your tire pressure warning light isn't coming on, it comes on once a tire is a certain percentage lower than the other tires, right? Well, when they're flat like this, they don't have any air at all. The light would have been on long before it's flat. It would have at least half or 3/4 pressure. Now it's got none. That's because somebody let it out. So don't let them either fix your tire or take you to a store or change your tire. If that ever happens, plan ahead like I do. In your trunk, have an air compressor and say, no thanks, I can fill it up with air. Don't let them mess with your car. Well, that's why it pays to have an air compressor. It can get you out of a bad situation. A pump like this is good for 2 reasons. One, the pump itself is solid steel, and 2, it connects to the battery of your car. You don't have to worry about a battery charged one that has its own power to pump it up, because then if that's dead, it won't work. They're great when they run off the battery of your car. Just check them out first, because really, you can see, I added extra wire here to make it longer. And even then you can see it barely reaches the back tire there. So for safety's sake, hey, throw an air pump in your trunk. Now the last scam has to do with body work. And if I've seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times. You just park somewhere out of the blue, some guy comes up and says, hey, I see you need some body work. I got this guy, he is great, he'll do a fantastic job. And they'll give you quotes that'll be like 1/4 or 1/10 of what a real body shop is going to charge. Well, in this case, please put on your thinking caps. Do you really think good body men are walking around saying, hey, I can fix that real cheap, do a great job? Come on now. They'll get like lacquer thinner, they'll try to just wipe off scratches, ruin the paint, or they'll coat it with something to make it look better, but they're not actually fixing anything. Here's something a lot of people don't understand. If somebody was selling a crappy car at a horrible paint job, what they used to do is they get WD-40, they spray it all over and polish it all off. It will polish it in the short run. Of course, it ruins the paint, but it looks shiny for a short time. I had a customer in Houston that did that. He said, oh man, what can I do to my car? And he showed me it was all covered with blemished paint. But he said, hey, it looked good when I bought it last month. I said, yeah, well the guy probably sprayed WD-40 or something like that all over the place, wiped it off, and it looked shiny. So he thought, great, well, that's just a cover-up. And of course, it actually would ruin the paint over time, especially if it stayed in the sun. The sun would beat on it and ruin it. He got taken a different way. It wasn't somebody selling him something and doing crappy work. Somebody cheated him by doing that in the first place. But the fly-by-night body work guys, they know all the tricks in the book, and they'll do a really cheap job. If you want it right, you probably have to pay somebody else to do over. Like I said, use your thinking cap. Somebody comes up and says, hey, I know a guy that does body work real cheap. Yeah, oh yeah, it does a great job. Hey, just say, no thanks, I don't care that it's scratched. And let's say your car wasn't scratched before you went into the store. Now you came out and it isn't, a guy's telling you there's a deal that he can do it cheap. If that scratch wasn't there before, go in the store and demand to see the security cameras. You see that guy? His body's there scratching him, take his picture, report him to the police. We don't want these things to happen. So if you see those things happening, hey, get some documentation. Get your phone, take pictures. We don't want people like this running around, ripping people off, especially the ones that are doing the scratch and then saying, hey, look. And if you're really worried about being scammed out there on the road, it might pay to get a triple dash camera. It can be watching your car while it's parked, and even better. A scam that I've seen many times happen with customers is people want to get insurance money. So you'll be going down a highway, all of a sudden the clown in front of you slams their brake in out of nowhere and you hit them. And then they say, oh, you rammed into me, it's your fault. You got one of these running, it shows there's nobody anywhere, and all of a sudden this guy just decides to stop, or even worse, somebody backs into you and then says you ran into them because you hit their back, but they backed into you. One of these little dash cams is worth its weight in gold to keep people from scamming you. They're easy to install. You can have a lot of fun too. You might even start your own YouTube channel if you catch some really good things happening on the road. I wish I would have had one when I went from Rhode Island back to Tennessee this time, because we were here in Pennsylvania going through a small town on a detour. This guy blew by us doing 100 something in a 20 zone. The cops are chasing after. It would have been really cool if I would have had one running. I'm gonna run it the next time I go. Let me tell you, maybe I'll catch something good. No one wants to get ripped off or have their life put in danger. Now you know some of the real common scams, whether they're trying to steal your money with a credit card or steal your car, make you pay for bad repairs. Now you know what you can do about it. to prevent it from happening in the first place. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.